a messy mind. Think I need to help you, I'm gonna try. Cute as hell, baby, hotter than flames. Wanna burn together in a million ways. Now let me take the lead. Know you wanna play with me. Got secrets you might wanna see. You might wanna see. You might wanna. I know I'm not gonna regret this. Wanna get reckless, put you to the test, yeah. I know I'm not gonna regret this. I wanna get reckless. I wanna get reckless. I wanna get reckless. I wanna get reckless. Couldn't keep your poker face. Before you kept me waiting when I wanted to race. Sweet as hell, baby, you're a sugar rush. I knew you were given temptation, was craving. You love it, you hate it. Now let me take the lead. Know you wanna play with me. Got secrets you might wanna see. You might wanna see. You might wanna. Lock the door, zip it off. Kiss my neck when you want more. Scream your name deep in the night. Work your way around my thighs. Explore my hips, my kind of lies. I scream your name, I shut it down, down, down.
What's the story, NXT fans? Tonight's topics on the Wrestle Story include
Viking Raiders address their future in NXT.
Keith Lee returns to action
Walter versus Pete Dunne 2 next week.
for the championship, might I add. All that and more on tonight's Wrestle Story. Stay tuned!
Welcome back to the Wrestle Story, where we discuss all things wrestling, the legends of the past, the superstars of the present, and the trailblazers of the future. We stream every Monday after Raw, every Tuesday after SmackDown, every Wednesday after NXT, and after every pay-per-view. We will also be doing a special on Friday of this week, as we will give you our predictions for what will happen at Money
in the Bank. I'm so excited. Okay, so I'm like really excited tonight because I'm just really excited because we always do our NXT recap, regular NXT, but we decided that we were also going to do NXT UK because we actually got to watch NXT on time, and then we watched NXT UK, which is on right after NXT is on.
Which
press.
is why we're actually on a little bit later. Because
Yeah, because we watched it both.
Yeah.
And it took us a little bit to get up. So we watched both, and I was so excited. Boy, oh boy, we're doing this every week. We're recapping NXT and NXT UK both. Okay,
Right.
I've decided right now it'll be NXT and NXT UK on Wednesdays. We're doing that because I actually really enjoyed NXT UK this week. I've seen NXT UK a couple times here and there, like on my free time. I've watched a couple previous weeks, but like it was so good tonight. I really enjoyed it. Like all the wrestling was really good, and like matches that I'm excited to see.
Well, again, overall, I think NXT is a better brand right now than what they're doing on the main roster.
So I was really excited. So we're going to start with NXT, and then we are going to talk about NXT UK. I'm so excited. So NXT started off
Are you
with...
excited?
Yeah, I'm like really excited. We now have Beth Phoenix on the NXT announcers team. One of the other announcers left, and so they needed to fill a spot with Beth Phoenix, Which I don't actually mind, because having a woman on the NXT announcers team, it's like they have Renee Young on the main roster, so why not use Beth Phoenix?
Well, the only thing I think is funny about it is she went from, a month ago?
A month ago she was wrestling, and now she's back on the announcers team like she was before. Yeah, it is kind of funny. But it's nice to see that they now have a female, perspective, I guess, on the announcers team, which is cool. So then we have the Viking Raiders. The Viking Raiders came out to address their future.
And they came out as the Viking Raiders.
As the Viking Raiders. Not the Viking Experience, not the War Raiders, not yibbidi-dibby-dibby-dooby-dop. Viking Raiders.
Yes.
And so they come out, they call out Mr. Regal. He comes out, and he tells them that since there's no one, the Viking Raiders, they tell him, since there's no one to take our titles, we're going to relinquish them. And then the Street Profits come out, and they're like, whoop, 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 whoop. Just hold on a minute. Because we had a match with you 2 weeks ago, and we were this close to beating you. So shut your faces. We can beat you. We're going to do it. And then they said something along the lines, they were like, we can beat the Viking Raiders, if that's your real name. I thought it was really
funny what they did with that. It was pretty cool.
It was hilarious. Kind of poking fun at all the name changes they've had over the last month. It was really funny.
Yeah, it was funny.
The Street Profits always make me laugh. I feel, honestly, they're like one of my favorite tag teams down in NXT right now. They're really good on the mics. They're super funny. And just like their reactions to different things in the matches are also really good.
Well, I think the one thing that, when I first saw them, I wasn't real impressed with them.
They come off as really goofy to begin with.
And so, I didn't think much of them. But again, it's like...
They've grown on me.
Well, it's like what Matt Riddle did. I mean, wasn't impressed with him when he first came in. And so, it's one of those things where I think that they've kind of grown on me. And
same. I love them now. First off, their theme song is like a legit bop.
But here's good. But here's what I think. I think the NXT brand does a good job. What they do with NXT
they do.
Does a good job of building the wrestlers up.
We say that every week. They do.
And so I think that's what helps all of these. I think that's what's helped the Street Profits. I think that's what, helped the Viking Raiders
experience
when they first, whatever they are.
the Vikings.
I think that, NXT does a good job of building their wrestlers up and kind of letting them develop.
I agree. So Street Profits, they tell them, we can beat the Viking Raiders if that's your real name. Super funny. Then the Raiders get in Regal's face and are like, make the match.
And they take their titles back.
And then they walk out, and Regal makes the match. And so for later in the evening, we have NXT Tag Team Championships on the line. Sorry, so many name changes. I'm always going to revert back to calling them the War Raiders because it's just the way life is, okay? Yeah. They've had too many name changes. Viking Raiders versus Street Profits made for the main event. So then we have an Undisputed Era interview next, where Adam Cole and Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly, they're all backstage, and they get asked, where's Roddy? Do you know where Roddy is? He's like, I don't know where Roddy is, and honestly, I could care less. And then Roddy comes up, and he's got one of Matt Riddle's flip-flops. And he's like, you know what, Adam, you were right. We are stronger when we're together. And so I took care of the Matt Riddle problem. And he holds up the flip-flop, and it has, like, blood dripped on it. Or what looks like blood. And so he took care of it. And I was expecting to go back there. Because while this was happening, while Adam Cole was getting interviewed, there were guys running back and forth behind them in suits, So I was like, 100%. Roddy's back there attacking somebody. Makes sense. And then he came up to him, and at first I thought he was going to get in his face and, slap him. And I was yelling at TV, I was like, do it. Just slap him across the face. Just do it. And then he didn't. He was like, oh, I'm helping you now. And I was like, oh, man. I want y'all to break up.
It's going to happen. Again, it's a build-up. I think they're building up. I think that what you'll see, I know,
but I just wanted it to happen so bad.
Well, I think it's going to happen.
Just smack him across the face. He's right there.
I think it's going to happen at TakeOver.
That would be... Oh, and with the match announced for that, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, good. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a second. So then we have Cesar Bononi versus the returning Keith Lee, who was out with an injury. They said he was out with an injury. And now that he's back, they said something about Dominik Dijakovic, and there was no Dominik Dijakovic or Velveteen Dream on TV this week.
Huh.
Odd.
I think aren't they scheduled for next week?
I don't know.
I thought that they talked about them being on, like, not tonight, but a couple weeks ago, or last week.
Maybe. Who knows? I don't really know. But we didn't see them tonight, which is kind of odd because we have the last several weeks. They'll probably do something big next.
No, it's not odd. This is the way it needs to be done. This is the way it should be
done.
Well,
No. But I'm saying
that
they'll probably do something big next week, hold off 1 week, and then have them do something big next week to actually make the match.
This is the way Raw and SmackDown should be.
No.
You don't need to have your stars out there every week. You don't need to have your champions out there every week.
I mean, it's not even like I really noticed until I just sat down and was like, there was no Dominik Dijakovic or Velveteen Dream.
No, because they move the storylines along and they have other storylines going on.
Yeah. I mean, I totally get that. So then we get an update on the NXT Women's Championship situation. And we get told that at TakeOver, it is going to be Shayna Baszler versus Io Shirai for the NXT Women's Championship. We called that. It's pretty obvious where they were going with it. And I'm excited to see that match.
Yeah, it should be a good match.
It will. It will be a good match. Then we get, boy oh boy, the match I called last week. I said last week, who's Kushida going to face? Kona Reeves. And look! What did we get this week? Kona Reeves.
Yep.
I'm so good.
Good prediction.
I know, it was good. Now, if only I could do that for Friday and, get the belt back.
Yeah.
That'd be lovely. We'll see if it happens, though. So, Kona Reeves versus Kushida. And in the middle of the match, we have Drew Gulak, who comes out and is standing at the top of the ramp watching the match as it goes on. He kind of distracts Kushida for a minute. Kona Reeves gets the upper hand, but then Kushida fights back and ends up getting the win. I am thoroughly expecting there to be a Drew Gulak and Kushida rivalry, and that'll be like his first big thing.
Yeah, I wonder if they will build that up
for a TakeOver match?
Next 2 weeks. Yeah, for a TakeOver
and then have
match.
like a big TakeOver match for Kushida's first TakeOver.
Yeah.
Where it doesn't have to be built around the championship. It's just somebody trying to mess with him.
No, it doesn't. And that's what I said. This is where you need your secondary storyline.
See, I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying that'd be what it is.
Yeah.
Which I think is fine. And you totally don't have to throw Kushida. Just because of his name and how big he is, you don't have to throw Kushida in that championship spotlight yet.
Well, I don't think it's necessary.
Hold off for just a little bit. And then, let him kind of get his feet wet. And then dunk him in.
Well, I don't think you necessarily need to have him in the championship stuff. I mean, it's building storylines.
I ultimately think he will be.
Well, I think he will be, but
just because
but
he's
you don't
Kushida,
have to have everybody going for the title.
But
that's that's one of the issues that Raw and SmackDown both have. Is it's too much about the title and storylines around the title. And
well, yeah, and I mean I get that because it's supposed to be
that.
storylines around the title, but they don't all have to be around the title.
You can't have them all around the title.
Well,
There's too many wrestlers.
titles as they have, yeah, you could,
well,
but
no, you can't. There's still too many wrestlers to have everybody everything centered around what's going to happen with the titles.
Especially if you're using the same person over and over again. Not going to name names, but just someone in the women's division. Just saying. So that's an issue, but. Anyways, back to NXT. Kushida got the win, so that was cool. Called the match. Knew it was going to be this. Drew Gulak, Kushida rivalry. I approve it. I don't have an issue with it. So, we'll see where that goes. Then we have Bianca Belair and Mia Yim backstage. And Bianca Belair's dragging Kathy Kelly to Regal's office to go talk to him about a match with Shayna or something like that. But then Mia Yim is coming out of Regal's office and she's like, oh, no, you didn't. You didn't just go in there and ask for a match with Shayna, did you? And she was like, well, no, I didn't. Because I want a match with you. Because I want retribution. Because last week you got out by the skin on your back. And I'm going to beat you down. Sometime. I don't think they ever really said when that match is happening, but probably next week or the week after. Just going to assume.
Maybe it's a TakeOver match.
I don't really know. We'll see.
We're only 2 weeks away, a little over 2 weeks away from that, so.
We'll see. I don't really know, but, who knows. So then we have Matt Riddle and Johnny Gargano, and as I suspected, Matt Riddle was hit in the ribs with a shoe, I guess. I don't really know. But he was injured. And Johnny Gargano was standing there kind of consoling him. And then someone comes up to Johnny and is like, so, you know that he did that and, stuff. So what are you going to do about it, Johnny? And he says, well, at TakeOver, it'll be me and Adam for the NXT Championship one last time. And so we're getting Adam Cole versus Johnny Gargano for the NXT Championship at NXT TakeOver. I'm hyped for this match. Always love me a good Adam Cole and Johnny Gargano match. Their match at last TakeOver was really good. This is just a plain old-fashioned match, not 2 out of 3 falls. Nothing is being added at this moment in time. I'd be shocked if something did get added to it, like a stipulation or whatever. But it's a plain, good old-fashioned match for the championship. I'm really excited.
Me too. I have some ideas on what's going to happen, but I'll wait and share them.
Because he's a jerkwad. So, yeah, that's just what that means.
Yeah,
so
pretty much.
Then we have Vanessa Borne versus Jessie, who formerly was Jessie Elbon, but they took off her last name because WWE seemed to like to do that. So now she's just Jessie.
Well, sometimes, taking off the last name or second part of their name is okay, and it makes sense. I mean, that's, I don't have an issue with it sometimes, but when they start doing it with everybody, then it's like, why?
Well, see, I don't understand why you couldn't just leave her name alone. It was just Jessie Elbon. And now with it just being Jessie, it just sounds meh.
It's okay. I mean, again, it's something simple.
I mean, it is, but so Vanessa Borne gets the win here. Pretty much expected. She's been at the mid-card, kind of top of the division, women's division. Top of the mid-card women's division.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what she does. Then we get the NXT Tag Team Championship match. The one that everybody was waiting for. And this is great match. Great match. And then the Forgotten Sons decide to come out and attack both teams. And then the match ends in a DQ. Then Lorcan and Birch come out to help the situation by attacking everybody. And then we're left with the 4 tag teams kind of just facing off. And they're fighting each other and stuff. And then the Street Profits take over everything. They end up getting one of the War Raiders. I don't know which one it is because their names, they change so much.
Viking Raiders.
Who knows? Man, did I do it again?
Yeah.
Dang it. See? Vince, he messed with me.
People are going to be confused with who you're talking about.
Anytime I do that, just
Viking
correct me. War,
We'll have to
Viking,
go back and edit this and over the top go, Viking Raiders.
Wait. The War Viking Raiders experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. The War Viking Raiders experience. That's what I'm going to call them. It'll always end up going back to War Raiders, but, that's okay. So they end up, one of the 2, I don't know which one it was, whether it was Eric or Ivar or Hanson or Rowe. Who knows? Not I. But one of them got to get the finishing move from the Street Profits, and they ended up going for the 1, 2, 3, and then they hopped out of the ring, but the bell rang, and so it didn't count, but they did pin them, and then they got out of the ring, and they ran up the ramp, and they left, and then the Viking Raiders cleaned house.
Yeah.
So, Street Profits versus Viking Raiders at TakeOver?
I would say that. I'm not sure where they're going to go with this. I thought
maybe they're going to do a fatal 4-way and do Oni Lorcan, Danny Burch, Viking Raiders, Street Profits, and the Forgotten Sons.
The thing is
who should stay forgotten.
I hope not, because NXT has done a good job with, staying away from that for the most part. I hope they don't do that.
I feel like that could be the direction they're headed, but I hope it's just Viking Raiders versus Street Profits.
Well, what they may be doing is setting it up so you have the Viking Raiders against Street Profits, with Street Profits winning, and then you have these next 2 sets of tag teams in line to take a shot at the title.
I guess, but I really think Street Profits should 100% win them. because
that's what I just said.
I know. I know. But I'm just agreeing. I think they should 100% be the next tag champs. Shouldn't be the Forgotten Sons because, like I said, the Forgotten Sons should stay forgotten. And Lorcan and Birch, good tag team, but in my mind, they're not tag team championship holder material yet.
I don't know what they're doing with
in my opinion.
Depends on what they're doing with the Viking Raiders.
I hope they're just going to move them up to the main roster and put the Raw belts on them.
Well, that'd be cool. I mean, if that's what they're going to do.
That's what I'm expecting them to do because they've had matches with Ryder and Hawkins over the last several weeks.
Actually, it wouldn't be cool because I'd rather just see them. I would rather see them, have them.
You lost your train of thought.
Yeah, I lost my train of thought here.
But Ryder and Hawkins, we've seen them against the Viking Raiders recently, and so I'm totally expecting them to get a shot at the tag titles.
Yeah.
I thought they were going to do it at Money in the Bank.
I want to see the WWE just go to one tag title.
It would help.
Well, since they're doing crossover anyway, it's not like, you need to have both belts.
I mean, I don't mind Daniel Bryan and Rowan as the SmackDown tag champs, but, I don't know. Totally just need one belt.
Yeah.
Because
definitely.
It would help. So, that is everything on NXT. Now we are on to the NXT of UK. So, the show opens with Piper Niven versus Jamie Hayter. So, this is a good match. Piper Niven, great in the ring, as always. Seen a couple of her matches. She's, really good. And, yeah.
She's solid.
The women's division on NXT UK is stacked.
Well, I haven't watched enough of NXT UK to know about... Like I know who Toni Storm is. I know who Piper Niven is. But, Jamie Hayter, I don't know.
No, she's, one of the... I don't know. She's, newer, I guess. I don't...
So, I mean, there's... and this is where we'll have to watch more of it so I can get a better
Again,
idea
this is the first time we're recapping this
some of these
one.
people are. So, yeah.
But it was a really good show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was a solid show. I mean, it was... Again, NXT puts together good shows.
So, after this match, Piper Niven ends up getting the win. And then after this match, we have a little thing backstage with Toni Storm, and she's addressing Nina Samuels and how last week she, got her family involved and started talking about her family. And when she starts talking about her family, you're going to get a crazy side of Toni Storm. And so she will accept the challenge, and she will put her championship on the line in 2 weeks.
Yes.
So I'm excited for that match, dude. No idea. You have no idea how I'm excited.
Yep.
Real excited for that. So then we have Ligero versus Jordan Devlin for the Fatal 4-Way #1 Contenders qualifier match. That's what they're fighting for, the spot in the Fatal 4-Way.
Again, I don't like the Fatal 4-Way stuff. So.
Well, the Fatal 4-Way match is for the #1 contender spot for Walter.
I know, but I just don't like it.
I don't have a problem with it as long as the championship's not involved.
I do.
I don't.
Why, it's like throwing 4 football teams out on a field and going, here, if this team beats this team, then they're the champion no matter what.
Well, but
I don't like it.
No, but the thing is, as long as the championship is not involved, I don't have an issue with the Fatal 4-Way matches because there's the #1 contender spot on the line.
Make this a tournament.
But, that's kind of what they're doing right now.
If you do this no, they're not.
No. The matches... to begin with.
I get the matches to begin with are like your tournament.
Like
so
the tournament,
just
and then the Fatal
tournament.
4-Way is the finals. You just don't get it.
No, I get it, but I don't like Fatal 4-Ways.
Oh, well, whatever. I don't have a problem with them in this situation. As long as the championship isn't involved, I don't have a problem with it.
I do. Again, you have somebody that wins. You have 2 guys that get left out in the outside of the ring, and you have 2 guys inside the ring.
Well, that's the way it works sometimes.
And I just don't like the Fatal 4-Ways.
So, Jordan Devlin gets the win. Devlin is so good on NXT UK. He's legit, Finn Balor, just on NXT UK.
Yeah.
They are so similar. And a match between the two of them on the main roster would be real cool.
Yeah.
Just imagine that. It would be so cool. So then we get a Walter promo video talking about his match next week with Dunne for the championship. And I'm really excited for that too. Again, it'll be a good match. I'm curious to see what they do. I'm thinking they're probably going to have Walter stay the champion, but...
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with it too.
Like,
We'll have to see what
there's a
happens.
possibility that they could put the belt on Dunne. Obviously.
I don't think they will. I think that they'll have Walter will continue to be their champion.
See, that's what I'm thinking, but they like to throw curveballs at us sometimes.
Yeah.
So, we'll just have to watch.
Well, it's the good thing about, like, again, it's the good thing about NXT is they keep you guessing.
Mm-hmm. So, after that promo video, we have another match. This is Jack Starz versus, I don't know how to pronounce his first name.
Ilja?
No.
Iha?
No.
Ilha?
That's not it.
Isla?
That's not it.
Ilja?
No. I don't know how to
Ilja.
pronounce his first name.
It's-
Dragunov.
Yeah.
We're calling him Dragunov because, like I said, I don't know how to pronounce his first name. I had it all figured out when I was watching it. I was, like, saying it there while I was watching it in the kitchen, and I was like, I got this.
Yes.
I'm going to remember this.
And then you forgot.
And
Good
then
job.
I forgot how to say it.
Yep. Good job.
And so now we're just calling him Dragunov because I don't know his first name. But this was his debut match on NXT UK, and he won. So, good match. Never heard of Jack Starz before. Never heard the other guy before.
No.
But it was a good
But part
match.
of that is, like I said, we haven't watched enough NXT.
Well,
to
and
know
this
what's
one
going
guy,
on,
he just
so-
debuted, like, today.
Well, he has, but there's a lot of wrestlers out there that have come in and,
Who knows? So the next match we have is another women's match. Two other really great, like, solid women in the women's division on NXT UK. Like I said, women's division on NXT UK is stacked. Like, they have some really good competitors on there. So we have Killer Kelly versus Zaya Brookside. And this match was good for the beginning. And then Ginny comes out in the middle of the match, and she brings Jazzy Gabbert with her. And they walk down to the ring, and Killer Kelly's, like, standing there. She's standing there with Brookside, and it's like, yeah, we're going to take her on. We're going to do it. We're going to beat her up. And then Jazzy walks to the ring, and Kelly's like, peace. I'm getting out of here. Bye. Fight her on your own. And so she left. And then Jazzy Gabbert, she planted Zaya Brookside in the middle of the ring. And the match ends in no contest.
Yeah.
So, two other, like...
Again, I'm cool with something like this happening. They're creating storylines.
Two other amazing women.
So
in the
I
women's division.
think it's, cool with what they're doing. And I'm cool with, having a match in a no contest in certain situations.
Yeah.
If it adds to the story.
Yeah. So then we have the announcement for Toni Storm versus Nina Samuels for the Women's Championship, and that's supposed to happen in 2 weeks. And then we have the last match, which is another fatal 4-way number 1 contender qualify match. And this is Dave Mastiff versus WolfGang. I have seen both of them wrestle before, and they are both really good. They're both, like, big dudes, but they do some, like, cool things.
Yeah, there's a lot of NXT wrestlers that are really good.
Mm-hmm. So this match ended with Mastiff getting the win. And then WolfGang and his two Goonies, their names are slipping my mind right now, but the tag team that he partners with, they attack Mastiff at the end of the match and leave him laying there in the center of the ring, and that's how it ends.
Yep.
So.
Overall, good show. Then they announced that Walter.
Yeah, and then there's like a little promo video again for Walter. Yeah.
In
Walter
next week,
Dunne,
so
2 next week. Super excited.
Again, both shows I thought were solid. NXT really hasn't disappointed in anything they've done, and after watching NXT UK, I kind of get the feeling that they're kind of in the same boat. Mm-hmm. They have storylines, they move them along, they keep it interesting.
Yeah.
It's fun to watch it.
It is. I enjoyed NXT UK a lot.
So with that, we've been talking about AEW in our last couple streams.
Like yesterday?
We do have some AEW news for wrestling fans. I'm sure that everybody's seen. They have signed a contract to be on TNT.
Wow! Did we talk about this yesterday or what?
Yeah, we actually talked about this like, what, 4 weeks ago?
Yeah, we talked about it several times.
I had said that they were taking the idea to the TNT people. Mm-hmm. And so, obviously, the deal got done. I don't think they have a date or it's supposed to start in October from what I saw.
Yeah.
But they don't have a day of the week that I've seen that it'll be on.
I haven't seen anything either, but just the big thing where my phone blew up this morning on Twitter, and it was TNT.
Yeah.
Announced for TNT. And then we have a place for the pay-per-view.
Pay-per-view will be on the BR app, which is run by Warner Media. It's $49.99 or $49.95.
Yeah, no, sorry, people were gonna buy it because, $50 going down the hole because we're watching Double or Nothing.
so there's a place that you can go and watch it.
They should do something like WWE Network where it's $9.99 a month and stuff. Gotta compete.
Well, I think they have to get off the ground first and get.
Well, they do,
going.
but
I mean, since
$50.
The thing is, they don't have the content right now to be able to do something like that.
They got their YouTube show.
They do, but that's it. I mean, they don't have the content. They don't have the stuff to do it.
No, not really, which is fine. But it's cool. We're gonna.
But
get
overall,
the
I think it's cool that AEW has
announced
stuff has been announced. Everything is
set up,
ready to go. I think we are ready to see
Double or Nothing. I'm really excited for that too.
Well, just overall, I think what's going to happen is WWE is going to have to step up their game, and I think you'll start to see. I don't know if you'll see it immediately, but I think
Vince retire. It starts with Vince retiring.
Well, he wasn't retired back when there was the Monday Night Wars.
Nobody should be now.
And so I think what it'll do is force him to...
His ideas are pretty terrible.
Well, they are, but I think it's going to force him to change ideas and change the way he's doing things.
It'll be the Monday Night Wars,
And so I think you will see...
well, not necessarily, depending on what day they have the show.
I think you will start to see, And there's no reason. I've heard a lot of people talk about good. They'll take over WWE. Well, WWE is like, a multi-billion-dollar corporation.
It's not going to take over WWE. It'll definitely compete with it. But
the one thing it does
if they do it right, it'll compete with them.
Well, it gives you other options. It gives you things to go watch, and it forces WWE to change the way they've been doing things.
Yeah.
That's the big thing. Mm-hmm. So there's the news. AEW is now out there. And so, I think everything looks good there.
Yeah, I'm really excited. Double or Nothing is not this weekend, not next weekend, the weekend after.
Yeah.
So it's really exciting.
One other thing I was going to say, we've talked about putting out a podcast. Probably look for that sometime, starting to do that in the next couple weeks.
Cool. I knew nothing about that, but
Yeah, we've talked about it.
I know we've talked about it.
Be back Friday.
For predictions on Money in the Bank, and then obviously Sunday for our recap show. Super duper exciting.
Yes.
Can't wait to see if I'm right or absolutely wrong, like I always am.
All right. With that, we will see you later. Peace out.